This is the correct way to believe in yourself, because most of us gain self-confidence and believe in ourselves after hearing, "You look good, you're so amazing." In other words, we all want to feel loved, appreciated, accepted, and this is where things go wrong. Here's a question for you. Remember that day you dressed or did your best and nobody noticed you or your efforts? How did you feel? You see, relying on other people's approval to believe or feel good about ourselves always leaves us feeling the way you felt. Horrible. And this is all because you are using the wrong way to believe in yourself as a result of self-doubt. So, what is self-doubt? Self-doubt is feeling helpless to help oneself, which makes us feel that we'll fail no matter what we try to do. So, what causes self-doubt? Having a victim mentality, which gives away our power to believe in ourselves as a result of us, me, you, blaming others for our situation.
NANI?!
Meaning that we are not taking responsibility for our role in the choices that brought us to the current position we are in. We like comparing ourselves with others, and doing this means that we don't believe in ourselves. We negatively think about ourselves. We doubt ourselves as a result of our ego replaying our mistakes and missteps over and over in our minds. But it doesn't seem to remember any of the times we did well or had success, because we don't believe we can do anything good. So, what's the correct way to believe in ourselves? The correct way to believe in ourselves is by destroying self-doubt and letting self-confidence prevail. And how do we build self-confidence? Firstly, cultivate self-awareness. For any change to be possible, awareness is crucial, and that's why it's our duty to understand and be aware that it is up to us to gain self-confidence and believe in ourselves by examining as well as altering the beliefs and perceptions that we have that actually limit our growth. To overcome self-doubt and be able to believe in ourselves through cultivating self-awareness, we need to reframe the stories we tell ourselves. For example, when looking for a lesson in a negative experience, begin by altering your viewpoint, which will allow you to see a positive lesson or experience from the negative event, because by reframing, our ego is reminded that we are able to learn a positive lesson despite the undesirable event.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
Which means growth will occur. Which growth? Believing in ourselves. Secondly, believe in possibilities. Becoming the better version of ourselves begins with the one crucial step: believing it is possible. Because the law of attraction works with what our brains expect to happen, meaning that if we anticipate adverse outcomes, that is what we get. The law of attraction at work. So, why does this happen? Our minds are so powerful that they deliver to us what we think through the power of expectation. So, from this law, it is why we must have a positive attitude and a growth mindset, because it comes down to the simple ability to choose what we expect the outcome to be, which implies that the belief of living a life we dream of has to begin with our ability to imagine our reality being as we desire, Because you need to understand that all of our abilities arise from within. So does our confidence. And outside forces cannot make us believe in ourselves. Only we can. Remember that our belief creates infinite possibilities, and this point is best summarized by this quote. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Winston Churchill. Thirdly, respect yourself. For you to believe in yourself, self-respect is a requirement. And most of us, honestly, don't even respect themselves. But the worst is that we don't even know how to respect ourselves. A show of respect for yourself is done by having personal boundaries with others so as to avoid being taken advantage of by others.
Why you bully me?
The type of our inner monologue. Our inner monologue are those conversations that you usually have with yourself from time to time. And what's surprising about this conversation is that they also show if we respect ourselves or not, because they show how we feel for ourselves from the way we speak to ourselves, either positively or negatively. And this raises a good and a quick question. Do you lovingly talk to yourself like you would talk to a close friend? Or are you abusively talking to yourself? If you feel like answering this question, comment in the comment section. Change your self-talks if they are harmful so as to stop beating down your self-confidence. Visualize your success. You can do this by keeping a journal and meditation, because when we meditate and we journal, we get a glimpse of the outcome we want to have. We are inspired to take the necessary action so as to achieve what we want to have, and we are capable to keep going despite any obstacles we'll encounter, because we know where we are going and the end result, the dream in which we believe. Fourthly, create a vision board. Creating a vision board is a great way to put down in a visual format of how we want our life to look like as we begin to manifest our dreams into reality. And doing this, we will begin to see opportunities arise, as well as making us have the courage to act, because we have the confidence to realize and expect successful results. Believe in yourself and the rest will fall into place. Have faith in your own abilities, work hard, and there's nothing you can